A dead dog lies in the middle of the stage. A large garden fork is sticking out of its side. Christopher Boone, 15 years old, stands on one side of it. His 42-year-old neighbour, Mrs. Shears, stands on the other side. They stand for a while without saying anything. The rest of the company watch, waiting to see who is going to dare to speak first.
What the heck have you done to my dog?
Christopher is frozen to the spot.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my Christ!
Christopher's teacher, 27-year-old Siobhan, opens Christopher's book. She reads from it.
It was 7 minutes after midnight. The dog was lying on the grass in the middle of the lawn in front of Mrs. Shears' house.
Get away from my dog!
Its eyes were closed. It looked as if it was running on its side, the way dogs run when they think they're chasing a cat in a dream. But the dog was not running or asleep. The dog was dead.
Get away from my dog!
There was a garden fork sticking out of the dog. The dog was called Wellington. It belonged to Mrs. Shears, who was our friend. She lived on the opposite side of the road, 2 houses to the left.
Get away from my dog!
Christopher takes 2 steps away from the dog.
My name is Christopher John Francis Boone. I know all the countries of the world and the capital cities, and every prime number up to 7,507.
Get away from my dog, for Christ's sake!
Christopher puts his hands over his ears. He closes his eyes. He rolls forward. He presses his forehead onto the grass. He starts groaning.
After 12.5 minutes, a policeman arrived. He had a big orange leaf stuck to the bottom of his shoe, which was poking out from one side. This is good, Christopher. It's quite exciting. I like the details. They make it more realistic.
Policeman 1 enters. He has a big orange leaf stuck to the bottom of his shoe, which is poking out from one side. He squats next to Christopher.
He squatted down next to me. He said to me,
Christopher stops groaning.
Would you like to tell me what's going on here, young man?
Christopher lifts his head from the ground. There is some time. Christopher looks at the policeman. There is some time.
I do not tell lies. Mother used to say that this was because I was a good person. It's not because I'm a good person, it's because I can't tell lies.
The dog is dead.
I got that far.
I think someone killed the dog.
How old are you?
I'm 15 years and 3 months and 2 days.
And what precisely are you doing in the garden?
I'm talking to you.
Okay, what were you doing in the garden in the first place?
I was holding the dog.
Why were you holding the dog? Why were you holding the dog?
I like dogs.
Did you kill the dog?
I did not kill the dog.
Is this your fork?
No.
You seem very upset about this. I'm going to ask you once again.
Christopher starts groaning.
Oh, terrific.
Christopher carries on groaning.
Young man, I'm going to ask you to stop making that noise and to stand up, please, calmly and quietly.
Christopher carries on groaning.
Marvellous. Great. Just flipping.
Policeman 1 tries to lift him up by his arm. Christopher screams. He hits Policeman 1, who stares at Christopher. For a while, the two look at one another, neither entirely sure what to say or quite believing what has just happened.
I'm arresting you for assaulting a police officer. I strongly advise you to get into the back of the police car, because if you try any of that monkey business again, you little shit, I'm going to seriously lose my rag. Is that understood?
I find people confusing. This is for 2 main reasons. The first main reason is that people do a lot of talking without using any words. Siobhan says that if you raise one eyebrow, it can mean lots of different things. It can mean, I want to do sex with you. I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I didn't use those words, Christopher.
You did. On 12th September last year at first break.
And it could also mean, I think that what you just said was very stupid.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't kill Wellington.
I know. Christopher, you have to stay out of trouble, okay?
I didn't know I was going to get into trouble. I like Wellington, and I went to say hello to him. But I didn't know that someone had killed him.
Just try and keep your nose out of other people's business.
I'm going to try and find out who killed Wellington.
Were you listening to what I was saying, Christopher?
Yes, I was listening to what you were saying. But when someone gets murdered, you have to find out who did it so they can be punished.
It's a bloody dog, Christopher. A bloody dog.
I think dogs are important too. I think some dogs are cleverer than some people. Steve, for example, who comes to school on Thursdays, needs help eating his food, and he probably couldn't even fetch a stick.
Leave it.
I wonder if the police will find out who killed him and punish the person.
I said leave it, for God's sake.
Are you sad about Wellington?
Yes, Christopher, you could say that. You could very well say that.
Dawn reads more from the book.
Mother died 2 years ago. I came home from school one day and no one answered the door. So I went and found the secret key that we keep under a flower pot outside the kitchen window. I let myself into the house, the key in the bowl on the table. I took my coat off to school the next day and gave 3 pellets of rat food to Toby, who is my pet rat. I made myself a raspberry milkshake and heated it up in the microwave. Then I went up to my bedroom and turned on my bedroom light and played 6 games of Tetris and got to level 38, which is my 4th best ever score. An hour later, Father came home from work.
Christopher, have you seen your mum?
No.
He went downstairs and started making some phone calls. I didn't hear what he said. Then he came up to my room and he said he had to go out for a while and he wasn't sure how long he would be. He said that if I needed anything, I should call him on his mobile phone. He was away for 2.5 hours. When he came back, I went downstairs.
I'm afraid you won't be seeing your mother for a while.
Why not?
Your mother has had to go into hospital.
Can we visit her?
No,
Why can't we?
she needs rest. She needs to be on her own.
Is it a psychiatric hospital?
No, it's an ordinary hospital. She has a problem. A problem with her heart.
We will need to take food to her.
I'll take some to her during the day when you're at school. I'll give it to the doctors and they can give it to your mum, okay?
But you can't cook.
Christopher, look, I'll buy some ready-made stuff from Marks and Spencer's and take those in. She likes those.
I'll make her a get well card. If I make her a get well card, will you take it in for her tomorrow?
How are you today, Christopher?
I'm very well, thank you.
That's good.
In the bus, on the way to school, we passed 4 red cars in a row.
4.
So today is a good day.
Great. I'm glad.
I've decided I am going to try and find out who killed Wellington, because a good day is a day for projects and planning things.
Who's Wellington?
Wellington is a dog that used to belong to my neighbour, Mrs. Shears, who is our friend. But he is dead now because somebody killed him by putting a garden fork through him. And I found him and then a policeman thought I'd killed him, but I hadn't. And then he tried to touch me, so I hit him. And then I had to go to the police station.
Gosh.
And I am going to find out who really killed Wellington and make it a project, even though Father told me not to.
Did he?
Yes,
I see.
I don't always do what I'm told,
Why?
because when people tell you what to do, it is usually confusing and does not make sense. For example, people often say, be quiet, but they don't tell you how long to be quiet for.
No. Why did your father tell you not to try and find out who killed Wellington, Christopher?
I don't know.
Christopher, if your father told you not to do something, maybe you shouldn't do it. Well, we're meant to be writing stories today, so why don't you write about what happened to Wellington?
Okay, I will.
I can help you.
Will you help me with the spelling and the grammar and the footnotes?
Christopher, I'm sorry. Your mother's died. She's had a heart attack. It wasn't expected.
What kind of heart attack?
I don't know what kind of heart attack. Now isn't the moment, Christopher, to be asking questions like that.
It was probably an aneurysm.
I'm sorry, Christopher. I'm really sorry.
The next day was Saturday, and there was not much to do on Saturday, unless Father takes me out somewhere for an outing, or to the boating lake or the garden centre. But on this Saturday, England were playing Romania at football, which meant that we weren't going to go out on an outing, because Father wanted to watch the match on the television. So I made a decision. I decided to do some more detection. I decided to go out on my own.
Can I help you?
Do you know who killed Wellington?
Who are you?
I'm Christopher Boone from number 36, and I know you. You're Mr. Thompson.
I'm Mr. Thompson's brother.
Do you know who killed Wellington?
Who the fuck's Wellington?
She's Mrs. Shear's dog. Mrs. Shear's is from number 41.
Someone killed her dog?
With a fork.
Jesus Christ.
A garden fork.
Oh,
Do you know who killed him?
I haven't a bloody clue.
Did you see anything suspicious on Thursday evening?
Look, son, do you really think you should be going round asking questions like this?
Yes, because I want to find out who killed Wellington, and I am writing a book about it.
Well, I was in Colchester on Thursday, so you're asking the wrong bloke.
Thank you.
It's Christopher, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Do you know who killed Wellington?
No, I don't. No, I'm sorry.
Did you see anything suspicious on Thursday evening, which might be a clue?
Like what?
Like strangers, or the sound of people arguing?
I didn't, Christopher. No.
Do you know of anyone who might want to make Mrs. Shears sad?
Perhaps you should be talking to your father about this.
I can't talk to my father about it because he told me to stay out of other people's business.
Well, maybe he has a point, Christopher.
So you don't know anything that might be a clue?
No. You be careful, young man.
I will be. Thank you for helping me with my questions. Do you know who killed Wellington on Thursday night?
Bloody hell, policemen really are getting younger, aren't they?
Mr. Wise laughs. Christopher walks away.
Do you know anything about Wellington getting killed?
I'm afraid you're going to have to say that again. I'm a little deaf.
Do you know anything about Wellington getting killed?
I heard about it yesterday. Dreadful, dreadful.
Do you know who killed him?
No, I don't.
Somebody must know, because the person who killed Wellington knows that they killed Wellington. Unless they were a mad person and didn't know what they were doing, or unless they had amnesia.
Well, I suppose you're probably right.
Thank you for helping me with my investigation.
You're Christopher, aren't you?
Yes, I live at number 36.
We haven't talked before, have we?
No, I don't talk to strangers, but I'm doing detective work.
I see you every day going to school on your school bus. It's very nice of you to come and say hello, even if it's only because you're doing detective work.
Thank you.
I have a grandson your age.
My age is 15 years and 3 months and 3 days.
Well, almost your age. You don't have a dog, do you?
No,
You'd probably like a dog, wouldn't you?
I have a rat.
A rat?
He's called Toby.
Oh,
Most people don't like rats because they think they carry diseases like bubonic plague, but that's only because they lived in sewers and stowed away on ships, coming from foreign countries where there were strange diseases. But rats are very clean.
do you want to come in for tea?
I don't go into other people's houses.
Well, maybe I could bring some tea out here. Do you like lemon squash?
I only like orange squash.
Luckily, I have some of that as well. And what about Battenberg?
I don't know because I don't know what Battenberg is.
It's a kind of cake. It has marzipan icing around the edge.
Is it a long cake with a square cross section which is divided into equally sized, alternately coloured squares?
Yes, I think you could probably describe it like that.
I think I'd like the pink squares, but not the yellow squares, because I don't like yellow. And I don't know what marzipan is, so I don't know whether I'll like that.
I'm afraid marzipan is yellow too. Perhaps I should bring out some biscuits instead. Do you like biscuits?
Yes, some sorts of biscuits.
I'll get a selection. What happened to you the other day?
Which day?
I came out again and you'd gone. I had to eat all the biscuits myself.
I went away.
I gathered that.
I thought you might ring the police.
Why on earth would I do that?
Because I was poking my nose into other people's business. And Father said that I shouldn't investigate who killed Wellington. And a policeman gave me a caution. And if I get into trouble again, it will be a lot worse because of the caution.
You're very shy, aren't you, Christopher?
I'm not allowed to talk to you.
Don't worry, I'm not going to tell the police, and I'm not going to tell your father, because there's nothing wrong with having a chat. Having a chat's just being friendly, isn't it?
I don't do chatting.
Do you like computers?
Yes, I like computers. I have a computer at home in my bedroom.
I know. I can see you sitting at your computer in your bedroom sometimes when I look across the street.
And I like maths and looking after Toby. And I also like outer space and being on my own.
I bet you're very good at maths, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to do A-level maths next month, and I am going to get an A star.
Really? A-level maths?
Yes, I don't tell lies.
I apologise. I didn't mean to suggest that you were lying. I just wondered if I heard you correctly. I'm a little deaf sometimes.
I remember. You told me. I'm the first person to do an A-level from my school because it's a special school. All the other children at my school are stupid, except I'm not meant to call them stupid, even though that is what they are.
Well, I am very impressed, and I hope you do get an A star.
I will.
And the other thing I know about you is your favourite colour is not yellow.
No, and it's not brown either. My favourite colour is red and metal colour. Do you know Mr. Shears?
Not really, no. I mean, I knew him well enough to say hello, but I didn't know much about him. I think he worked in the National Westminster Bank in town.
Father said that he is an evil man. Do you know why he said that?
Perhaps it would be best not to talk about these things, Christopher.
Why not?
Because maybe your father is right and you shouldn't go round asking questions about this.
Why?
Because obviously he is going to find it quite upsetting.
Why is he going to find it quite upsetting?
I think you know why your father doesn't like Mr. Shears very much.
Did Mr. Shears kill Mother?
Kill her?
Yes. Did he kill Mother?
No. No, of course he didn't kill your mother.
But did he give her stress so that she died of a heart attack?
I honestly don't know what you're talking about, Christopher.
Or did he hurt her so that she had to go into hospital?
Did she have to go into hospital?
Yes. And it wasn't very serious at first. But she had a heart attack when she was in the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
And she died.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Christopher, I'm so sorry. I never realised.
Why did you say, I think you know why your father doesn't like Mr. Shears very much?
Oh dear, dear, dear. So you don't know?
Don't know what?
Christopher, look, perhaps we should take a little walk in the park together. This is not the place to be talking about this kind of thing. I'm going to say something to you, and you must promise not to tell your father that I told you this.
Why?
I shouldn't have said what I said. And if I don't explain, you'll carry on wondering what I meant. And you might ask your father, and I don't want you to do that because I don't want you to upset him. But you have to promise not to tell anyone I said this to you.
Why?
Christopher, please, just trust me.
I promise.
Your mother, before she died, was very good friends with Mr. Shears.
I know.
No, Christopher, I'm not sure that you do. I mean, they were very good friends. Very, very good friends.
Do you mean that they were doing sex?
Yes, Christopher, that is what I mean. I'm sorry, Christopher. I really didn't mean to say anything that was going to upset you.
Was that why Mr. Shears left Mrs. Shears? Because he was doing sex with someone else when he was married to Mrs. Shears?
Yes, I expect so.
I think I should go now.
Are you okay, Christopher?
I can't be on my own with you because you are a stranger.
I'm not a stranger, Christopher. I'm a friend.
And what have you been up to, young man?
I went to the shop to get some licorice laces and a Milky Bar.
You were a long time.
I talked to Mrs. Alexander's dog outside the shop and stroked him, and he sniffed my trousers.
God, you do get the 3rd degree, don't you? So how are you doing, Captain?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Rodri.
What's 251 times 864?
216,864. Is that right?
I haven't got a bloody clue.
I'll stick one of those alu gobi sag things in the oven for you. Okay.
Okay.
With your little bottle of red paint in it, eh, Christopher?
It's not red paint. It's red food colouring, because I don't eat yellow food. If you put red paint into a curry, it would be extremely dangerous and would probably kill you.
Rodders, you plonker.
Ed laughs at Rodri and Rodri leaves. Ed finds Christopher's book on the kitchen table.
Have you told your father about this?
No.
Are you going to tell your father about this?
No.
Ed goes to the book. There is a tone. He begins reading Christopher's book.
Did it make you sad to find this out?
Find out what?
Did it make you sad to find out that your mother and Mr. Shears had an affair?
No.
Are you telling the truth, Christopher?
I always tell the truth. I don't feel sad about it because Mother is dead and because Mr. Shears isn't around anymore. So I would be feeling sad about something that isn't real and doesn't exist, and that would be stupid.
What was your mother like, Christopher?